What is the difference between a believer and a circumcised believer? We will see the difference in Abraham's life. Abrams has been sojourning as a believer in the land of promise, but the difference is noted when we direct our attention to Genesis chapter 17. Here we see Abraham attempting to help God. He was trying to solve a problem he felt which was far too hard for God. He and Sarai felt that they had the solution to the problem, and Abraham took Hagar, Sarai's handmaid, for a wife, and of that union was born Ishmael, Israel's continual thorn in the flesh until this day. 13 years elapsed between the account of chapter 16 and that of chapter 17, and we can well mentally picture the years of unhappiness and unrest in the household of Abraham with two women ruling and the presence of Ishmael in the home. This created endless contempt, bitterness, envy, jealousy, weariness of spirit, and rebellion. These 13 years were designed of God to teach Abraham the folly of acting on his own. Perhaps you've had similar experiences when God had allowed you to have your own way, and the result have been the most distressing. You were permitted to go your own headstrong way in order that you might learn the folly of acting apart from God. One of the most frightening things about life with God is this fact that you insist upon having your own way. He will often let you have it till you are sorry you asked for it. He gave them their request, but sent leanness into their soul, reads Psalm 106, verse 15 in the King James Version. But after 13 years of heartache, a new aspect of God's grace opens before Abraham. Three new developments were unfolded in chapter 17. The first is the new revelation he has of God. Genesis 17, verses 1 and 2. When Abraham was 99 years old, the Lord appeared to Abraham and said to him, I am God Almighty. Walk before me and be blameless, and I will make my covenant between me and you and will multiply you exceedingly. After 13 years of silence, God appears to Abraham in a new revelation and with a new name, God Almighty. In the Hebrew, it is El Shaddai, which essentially means the God who is sufficient, the all competent, the adequate God who knows what he is doing and how to do it. This is an indication that Abraham had learned something from his recent bitter experiences. God says, in effect, you have been learning for 13 years the total inadequacy of your own efforts through Ishmael. Now learn a new thing about me. I'm El Shaddai. You have discovered by sad experience how futile your plans and efforts can be without me. Now, learn how capable I am to do everything that I desire to do whenever I desire to do it. Just like Abraham, we too need to be desperately recover the reality of El Shaddai, the God who is sufficient for whatever you are going through right now. This is what Abraham learned. We will continue, God willing, in the coming days about the other two developments that he learned. But today, can we learn to give up our own ways and learn his way? Be blessed.